Hey guys, welcome to Spreadsheet Activity number 18. I think this is my favorite spreadsheet activity because this one shows you exactly how useful a spreadsheet can be. And I'm going to show you what I mean when we go over this. So let's get to it. All right, we're planning a birthday party. We're going to plan my birthday party. So the skills we're going to be using here are using and adjusting the spreadsheet to meet a budget. And it's actually, once you have the spreadsheet filled up or fixed up and all the formulas put in, the adjusting is the easiest part. Okay, and there is a way to get a perfect score on this, and it's not easy. Okay, so here's the task. It is Mr. Slack's 52nd birthday, and a celebration is in order, but Mr. Slack's technology class hosts for the party don't have a lot of cash. They've been given just $75 for the party from the principal. 12 guests have been invited, including Mr. Slack. You will use a spreadsheet to plan the expenses of the party and make adjustments until you meet the $75 limit. You cannot go over $75, but you can hit it $75 right on the money by making some adjustments. Okay, so you're going to enter the information in the spreadsheet just like you see here. Okay, so starting in cell A1, make sure you spell these right, guys. I mean, there's no reason to not have anything spelled correctly since everything is there for you. I'm going to make some adjustments here to my spreadsheet before we do this. So I want these as just numbers. All right, so your spreadsheet should look like this. Now, so there are 12 guests total. So some of the things, obviously, you're going to see you're not going to need more of, like pizza. Now, obviously, if one pizza has 10 slices, that's not quite 12, but then you can see here that there's a sub. If you order a sub, that feeds 8 people, so that's more than enough food. So you're not going to need things like more than one pizza or more than one sub. If you think about this, if there's 12 people, how many plates do you need? Obviously, you need at least 12. So some of the how manys are going to be filled in here based on the number of guests that you have. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these directions. That is your job. Okay, but I am going to show you how this is done. So I'm going to move this over here, and I am going to move my spreadsheet onto the screen so that we can see it. So I have set my spreadsheet up exactly like the example because the example was created from this spreadsheet. Okay, now we want to put a bottom border underneath here at the end, well, close to the end. Actually, I didn't do that on my example, so I'm going to do that right now. So I want a bottom border down here. Remember, we highlight the columns. I go to my bottom border right here. And I also want to make it a little bit wider. So there we go. There's my bottom border. I also want to make sure that I have formulated these cells to be money or currency. So that is one of the steps in here. So step F in section 4, okay, it says format cells C5 through D14 for currency. So here's C5 and here's D14. So I want these to all be currency, okay? And then D16. So I'm selecting just those cells. I'm going to press the $sign, and there we go. So now whenever I put anything in here, the $sign will show up. I also want to put cells D16 and D17, okay, as currency, and that's step G on section 4. So these two here, highlight them. I want them to be currency as well. Okay, so they're made as currency. You can't see anything until you put a number in there. So if I, for example, just put the number 3 here and hit enter, there it shows up as $3. So I know that it's right, that there's currency there. Okay. So we need to estimate how many of each of these things we can get until our total hits $75. Now we don't want to go over budget. If we do go over budget, then this will become a negative number, just like in the last assignment that we did. So what I want to do is I want to put in my formulas here. So once we put all of our formulas in, then we can put the how manys in, and this assignment will become a lot easier. So I know that the total here is going to be however many is in this cell, so that's B5, times however much money is in C5. So if we put equals, and this is in your instructions as well, okay, I want to put equals however many's here, so that's B5, times the cost here, which is C5. And for now, it's 0. Okay, so it shows up as 0, and that's perfect. That's what we want. Now let's take our shortcut. We want to do the same thing for all of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my fill down feature. Boom. They are all 0. I lost my line there, so let's put that back. Bottom line. There we go. Now, we have no way of seeing what our total cost is yet. So what is the total cost of this column here? Well, it's the sum function of D5 through D14, right? So I want to go down here, shortcut, let's do the shortcut. We're going to go over here to the functions button, the funny looking button, click it, select sum, and then I want to highlight just these numbers here. So I click on D5, hold it down to D14, hit enter, and I'm at $0, which is perfect. That's what we want so far, okay? And the last thing is we have $75 to spend. So we have to come up with a formula here. It's going to be 70, so we have to put in equals 75, and we have to subtract the total cost. So minus whatever the total cost is. So right now, it says we're over budget. That just means we have $75 left, okay? Now, once you have done this, let me zoom in a little bit. See if we can, oh, we can't see the whole thing, so let me go back to 150. All right. Let me zoom out just a tad. 125, there we go. So now, when I start putting the numbers in here, it's going to start calculating the total cost. Because remember, when I change this number, it changes the total, and then it changes the total down here. So obviously, let's fill in what we know for sure. We have to have 12 plates at least. Okay, so let's put in the minimum number that we need so far. So we have to have 12 plates. Now watch what's going to happen. This is going to become 12 times 20 cents each, right? So we hit enter. And look at that. 240. Our total cost so far is $2.40, and we still have $72.60 left. See, that's the beautiful part about this. Now we just enter in the how many's, and we can change them until we get exactly what we want. Napkins, of course, it's 12 people, so let's put 12 in. Party cups, well, 12 people. Balloons, okay, so think about this. There's 10 balloons per pack, and there's 12 people. Is everybody going to want a balloon? Who knows? So you can choose however many packs you want to order here. I'm going to put in 2 just for fun. Decorations, obviously it's one party, so we don't need more than one set of decorations. So let's put 1. Pizza, so 10 slices, there's 12 people, but we also have a sub, so let's do 1 pizza, 1 sub. Bottle of pop, 64 ounces. Let's think about this. A cup holds 8 ounces. 64, so 1 bottle of soda is good for 8 people. So 8 times 8 is 64. So if that's only good for 8 people, then we need at least 2 bottles of pop. Okay. Birthday cake, we're going to have 1. Large bag of potato chips, well, let's order 2. Now look at that, we still have $12.86 left. So here's the thing. I want you to make adjustments until you have exactly $0 here, okay? You'll still get credit if you have a positive number here, but the whole idea is to make adjustments to these so that this is 0 and the total cost is exactly $75, okay? So that's the thrilling part of this. You got to try to figure that out. So some people, you know, if they have $12 left and they want to get exactly down to 0, they know that there's some things they can't buy. Like you can't buy another sub because that would put you way over. So if I ordered 2 subs, watch what happens. I went up to $78, which is $3.14 over budget. Okay, so I have to make the adjustments until I get as close to $75 without going over as I can. All right, so that's the fun part, and I'm not going to give you the answer. You guys are going to have to try to figure that out on your own. So let's see who can get this done. Good luck.